Good morning, America! In other news, the Lesoto citizens are devastated. Their country is facing a terrible situation nowadays. For years, the government has spent more than $3 billion in development programs, but those have been unsuccessful attempts to improve the local economy. Tonight, we have here in the program an expert in the topic that will tell us more about the situation in Lesoto. Please welcome John Smith.
Hello everybody, I'm John Smith and I've studied the political and economical situation in Southern Africa for the last 10 years. My most recent publication is about the current problems that Lesoto is facing today. For those of you who don't know, Lesoto is one of the smallest countries in the whole African continent. Its location is quite interesting because it is completely surrounded by its neighbor country, South Africa, meaning it has no direct contact with the sea. As a consequence, the commerce due to exportation outside of the African continent are considerably affected. A disadvantage of Lesoto's location is that South Africa is constantly overexploiting its natural resources. Do you imagine living with less than $1.90 a day? Well, believe it or not, around 52% of Lesoto citizens live in these conditions. After analyzing this topic, I've realized that these problems arise not only from the abuse of South Africa, but the corrupt and disorganized government as a lack of opportunities. Unfortunately, Lesotho citizens are not contributing to solve these problems. They rather migrate so they can live their own South African dream. This issue causes the South African GDP to grow, while the Lesotho's economy has practically been standing still through the last decade. On the other hand, the citizens have raised their voices. Their opinions have finally been taken in consideration. Just this morning, the king, Lesoto III, gave this press conference to his people.
Lumela, my people, I have received your petition and heard your cry. After referendum launched last year, where 88% of you voted in favor of the annexation to South Africa, we are willing to find a solution to this situation as soon as possible. We have hardly worked for days and nights, and I am pleased to inform you that things will change from now on. We have developed a new policy that hopefully will fulfill all your needs and expectations. The policy suggests that the Kingdom of Lesoto signs a protectorate agreement with our neighbor country, South Africa. This means our kingdom will be protected and controlled by a communal congress made up of several South African and Lesothian mandataries. The conditions of these deals are quite simple. South Africa would lend us their ports so we can commercialize our products outside of the continent. The Lesoto citizens would receive the South African citizenship and its full benefits, such as education, plenty of jobs, and healthcare. You might be wondering, what will South Africa ask in return? We must pay a commission of 3% of our export gains. That's not a big deal compared with all the benefits we are getting. Finally, I promise and assure you that this decision is for the best interest for the country. Kotsot Samaea Handle, my people.